Hello, everyone, and welcome to How to Bet, our How to Bet podcast. Go to howtobet.com. I am Daryl Sean. He is Sean the Genius Miller. It is time for the best of the rest in week number 8 in the NFL. You watching on YouTube, you know who I'm talking about. Hit that like button. Hit the bell, and hit the subscribe button. More important, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Scroll down, go to the comment line, leave some comments. You want some swag, you want some merch, ask for it. We'll get it to you. You leave us comments about how much you like us or how much you can't stand us. We could take it. We dish it out. We could take it. And of course, scroll down, and all links are linked in the description box. So get to that description box. Hit the links. You can see the previews written by Sean the Genius Miller. Odds, injury updates, various different sports books. We have it all at howtobet.com. So make sure you get there early, get there often. And of course, our Twitter feeds, at Fineline33. He's at Prodigal Sean. You could also get us at howtobet_com. And then now it's time. It's time for Best of the Rest in the NFL. We've already given you our parlay power plays, the best bets of week number 8. Best of the Rest, NFL week number 8. And we will start off, Sean, and we'll also have our over-unders later after this. It's the only thing I did really well last week. Let's start off with the Buffalo Bills home against Miami minus 13.5. We already know that the genius loves the Buffalo Bills because he took them in as part of his parlay power play of the week. I also like the Buffalo Bills minus 13.5. So we agree on that. Buffalo, this Miami team, a disappointment. But I said it before, the reason they were good last year, the reason that they made that playoff push for the first time in forever last year is because of Fitzpatrick. They had Fitzmagic. He was working his magic. Then they switched to Tua. They won a couple games. It's not the answer. Tua's playing. Okay, he's playing. He had a good week last week. Statistically, a good week. This is not a good Miami Dolphins team. They've taken a step backward. So for that, I'm going with the Buffalo Bills.
They might have Deshaun Watson soon.
They could. If he's even allowed to play, we don't even know if he's allowed to play. It's such a cluster.
That would change a couple of things though for that last 2 months.
Sure would. Second game up, the Carolina Panthers at Atlanta. Atlanta minus 2.5 in this one. I've been rolling with Carolina. I've been taking Carolina. I've been losing with Carolina. Matt Rule.
On the trash heap, man.
The problem is not Matt Rule. The problem is they lost McCaffrey and they have the worst starting quarterback in the
trash heap.
1A, 1B, him and Goff. He and Jared Goff, 1A, 1B as far as the worst starting quarterbacks. You know, I said at the time when he got drafted by the Jets, mistake. Then I was so positive because he showed me he was a mistake. Then I started to have to eat a little crow first couple weeks with Carolina. I'm thinking, hey, maybe I made a mistake about this guy.
He stinks.
No, he stinks. I was right all along. So, Sam Darnold and Jared Goff, 1 and 2, 1A, 1B as far as the worst starting quarterbacks in the NFL. However, I am taking Carolina plus the 2.5 because Atlanta stinks too. Atlanta really stinks.
I'm telling you, I wrote about this a little bit. Atlanta has a chance here, and I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs. Just to hear me out a little bit.
All right.
I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs, but they have a chance here to go on a little bit of a run and finish maybe like 9-8. In the NFC, there's 5 teams that have 1 or no losses, right? But then who is it? The Saints, the Falcons. Like there's these teams. Like if the Falcons win this, they're 4-3. They're in the middle of this stuff.
You're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, no. Look, I just think they're not as bad as some of these other teams. And Carolina's fraud. Like if they said Darnold's playing, if he's playing, I'm not taking them.
Yeah, they're terrible. But
I mean, I'm not probably going to bid this game anyway. But if you're going to give me Atlanta minus 2.5, I'm going to take it. Right, so Carolina stinks.
Yeah, I still believe in him a little bit defensive. I don't know. I'm
he might
Carolina.
be a good coach, but they got it.
I'm actually hoping they go with Walker.
The problem with the NFL, you can see it clear as day. If you do not have an elite quarterback now, you have no chance to win.
That's true. That's the way that thing goes. Talking about elite quarterbacks, the Cincinnati Bengals minus 9.5 at the Jets. The elite quarterback here is Burrow. we knew it. He had a great start last year before he got hurt. He's got terrific weapons around him. You already know I like Cincinnati minus 9.5 at the Jets because it's part of my parlay power play of the week. Who do you like in this one?
Well, Wilson's probably going to be out.
He's
too,
out.
Right?
Yep,
yeah.
he's
So you can't. Jets are a dumpster fire too. I'm not taking the Jets. I'm going to take Cincinnati.
Cincinnati's
a good team. Yeah, look,
they're good.
This AFC is interesting because who home field is going to be big. If it's Buffalo, obviously it's brutal weather, and Cincinnati, obviously the Ice Bowl and stuff like that. So there's a chance here. Cincinnati could be the home field. They have a win over the Ravens already. I don't know if they're ready to make that jump yet, but they're much better than
I don't
Jets.
think they're ready to make that jump, but yes, today or rather Sunday they're making that jump. Tennessee at Indianapolis. Indianapolis actually a favored in this one after winning Sunday night. You already have taken Tennessee plus the 1.5 on your parlay power play. Yeah. I will also take Tennessee plus 1.5. I've been on Tennessee. I said they stink. I'm wrong. They have really, really started to gel, and they're playing good. Offensively, I knew they were good. Defensively, they were struggling, but they're really playing well. And
Public's
of course, you have Henry.
Yeah, because I think the line shifted a little bit towards things. It's still going to be around, it's still going to be less than a field goal.
The tale of two really bad teams in the NFL. One just happens to be a lot worse than the other. Detroit Lions plus 3.5 at home against Philadelphia. You go first on this one.
Detroit, other than that kind of aberration,
they're playing hard.
2
but
weeks
they
ago,
stink.
they're playing hard,
and they have Jared Goff.
Yeah, I think Detroit has a chance to get a win here.
They certainly do have a chance to get a win.
I don't
here.
think the Eagles are very good.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles, the last two games, basically what I said about this is the last two games that you look at the score, you're like, oh, it was close. No, it was a blowout in the third quarter, and then all of a sudden, they scored 15 for fourth quarter points. I just think Detroit gets a win here. I think their defense gets it.
Yeah, and I'm going to take Philadelphia in this one. I don't know why. I mean, I don't love the game, but Detroit's just so bad. I
would probably take the money line here with Detroit. I'll take a chance on the money line plus 150.
All right, so that's So I'll take.
I mean, I probably wouldn't bet the game, but if I bet the game, I'd take a chance on the money.
Yeah, hard to bet a game with two teams that bad.
There's another game too. This next
San
game.
Francisco minus 4 at Chicago. Chicago, I told you Fields wasn't. I didn't like Fields as a pick. I don't think he'll ever be ready to be an elite quarterback in the NFL. San Francisco minus 4.
Garoppolo stinks
he
too.
Stinks as well. But in this case, I will take I'm not taking Fields and Chicago. I'm taking San Francisco, even though it's on the road. Minus 4. You agree?
I took San Francisco, I think, in this game before I saw that end of that Sunday night game. I mean, I'm going to stick with them, but once again, these two teams both stink. It's really tough to bet this game.
The Rams minus 15 at Houston. Now, the Rams we already know is part of your parlay power play of the week. I will also take the Rams. You can't take Houston. No. So the Rams minus the 15 at Houston.
Points bet game?
That could be a points bet game. Yeah, it could be a points bet game. Yeah, minus 15. Houston can't score. They can't score. They just can't score, and the Rams defense pretty good. So next game on the slate is Jacksonville at Seattle. You go first on this one. Jacksonville is getting 3.5 from Seattle. Seattle losing a tight one on Monday night. What say you, Sean Miller? Geno Smith didn't look awful. I mean, he's not good.
I think Jacksonville has a chance in this game.
I do too.
I think I went with Seattle here, but
I think they have a chance, but I'm also going with Seattle. I'm going with Seattle minus 3.5, but Jacksonville certainly has a chance. Again, another game that is not a 5-star betting game here. Are you yawning because the slate is so bad?
Yeah,
Are you actually yawning on our podcast?
These games are brutal.
These games have put maybe I put you to sleep, but
I'm up all hours writing these
those
stories
previews
for
on howtobet.com.
everybody. No, I mean, when you look at these games, and we talked about this a little bit, and as my cord gets all wrapped up, the Thursday night game is really good, and then some of these Sunday games are just, I mean, they're really, really tough to bet. People will bet them, but I think Jacksonville has a chance in that game, but I'll go with Seattle.
Next on the slate, the Los Angeles Chargers at home, -5.5 against New England. I've already said that the Chargers are part of my parlay power play of the week. New England can only beat bad teams because they're bad. I will take the Chargers in this one, -5.5.
You know, New England is 3-4, and their 3 wins are against teams with 1 win.
They stink.
Yeah, that's just
They
you know.
could
I
beat
mean,
that. They're the
they
teams they're going to
annihilated.
beat, and they were up for that Tampa Bay game. They probably should have won that game. They were up for it. But yeah,
Chargers are good. Chargers are on a bye, and Chargers are pissed because they got that bad performance. You know, that's not a good. And then New England's got to go west. That's not a good combo.
And finally, the Denver Broncos at home, -3.5 against the Washington football team.
Can't believe
Both these teams are off. I'm going to go first here.
I can't believe this.
I
pick.
am going to take the Washington football team plus the 3.5.
Washington's fraud team.
I'm going to tell you why I'm taking them.
All right.
They're better than Denver. Denver stinks. Denver's worse than Washington. So it's a battle of 2 really bad teams. So I'm going to take the points, and it's more than a field goal. I'm going to take the points in this one. I think the Reds. Oh boy, I got to put $1. I said red. I didn't say yellow. I just said red.
Yeah, so that doesn't maybe 50 cents.
50 cents. So the football team, I'm going to take them. I think they'll score some points. I just think they're better than Denver. Denver's awful. Yeah, Denver won the first 3 games. Who did they beat? The 2 New York teams that play in New Jersey, and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, but once again, like this, Washington's not. That's the same team. Those are the same.
So
things
you're taking
you just
Denver.
Said. Yeah,
That's
I'm
fine.
going to take. I'm going to take Denver.
You take the Broncos to the bank. I'm taking the.
I'm not taking
team.
this game.
I understand.
But, you know.
I understand. Now it's time for our over and unders, and I'm going to go first.
All right.
I'm going to go first. I swept last week's over and unders. I'm bragging about it because pretty much the only thing I did right last week. I was about 500, except for my over unders. I swept them. This week I am going to take that Cincinnati Jet game in New York. I'm going to go under the 43.5. Why? Because I don't think Jets can be able to score. They have a backup quarterback now, unless they go with Flacco, who they acquired from the Eagles. But that would be a little soon. So, but they might. Even so, it doesn't matter. I'm going to go under the total 43.5. I think Cincinnati will score about 31 in this game, 31 to 35, and I don't see the Jets scoring many at all. So I'll go under the 43.5. Tampa, New Orleans, I'm going to go over the 50 in this one. I think this will be a high-scoring affair with Tampa scoring most of those points. And then I'll go out to Kansas City Arrowhead. I'm going under in the Kansas City game because, as I've been winning this way on these unders, because the Giants won't, even though Kansas City's defense stinks, Giants won't put up a ton of points in this because they can't. So I am going to take the under 52 in this game. So there you have it. I'm going under Cincinnati Jets, over New Orleans Tampa Bay, and under in the Giants Kansas City. You're up.
All right. Well, I had a tough time trying to pick through some of these games. I'm going to go Tampa, New Orleans over 50.
Okay.
I think a lot of that
we agree on that.
Comes
Okay.
from New Orleans.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Dallas, Minnesota over 53.
Over 50. I believe that will go over.
I think
High score. I do think that will be high scoring. Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be 45 to 10 Dallas. But,
I don't think so. That I don't agree with. But
I think Dallas scores 30s and Minnesota probably scores 20.
I think it'll be a good game. You don't. I think it'll be a good game.
This one might surprise you a little bit.
Go ahead.
I'm going to take Jaguars Seattle over 44.
That does surprise me.
I just think. I think the Jaguars are going to be able to score some points against Seattle. And I think Seattle obviously is going to be able to score some points there.
Okay.
And I just think I looked at that over 44 and I'm like,
you know what? I don't hate it.
27-17 is a push.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
I just think, I think it could be one of these 27-21 games.
All right. So we agree on Tampa, New Orleans over. You're going over Dallas, Minnesota over 53, and over in the Jacksonville, Seattle game over 44. Remember, you on YouTube, you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, go down to the description box, click on those links to howtobet.com. You're going to see Story. You're going to see his preview. Sean Sean's previews. You're going to see updated odds. You're going to see updated injury reports, COVID reports. You're going to see it all. So get there early and often. Look, it's if you're looking to bet, then you need all the information you can get. So get there. Go to the comment lines. Leave a comment. Good ones, bad ones, doesn't matter. Ask for some merch. We can get it out to you. So remember YouTube, but most of all, hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, and just keep watching. I know our viewership is growing every week, and we're everybody's pretty happy with the numbers, and we got a pretty big following. Just message us on Twitter if
Keep
you
it
get a
going.
chance, and tell us, hey, look, this Justin Fuller says, hey, get college football. We got college football.
College
If
football.
if you want to see something or you want us to explain something, send us a message and we'll get it done for you. So
Absolutely.
take care. We got to explain
We're just
to
a
Daryl.
small little family here.
Got to explain to Daryl what Squid Games is.
Don't know. Don't even care, actually. Don't know. Don't care.
We got a Tiffany's guy. Got to get this guy on Squid Games. We got to get him in here early. Next week we'll be.
Sounds like a sushi contest.
You'll be away.
I'll be remote.
You'll be on the.
I'll be here, but
You'll
remote.
be on. Yes, you'll be remote, and you'll have a lot of time next week. You'll be down there. You'll have some free time. Maybe you need to bring your fire stick and get it done.
Very, very little time actually, but. Thanks, as always, joining us here on How to Bet, our How to Bet podcast. Thanks to our producer, Trey Wright, our executive director, Tiffany Hartman. For Sean the Genius Miller, I'm Daryl Fine. See you next week. How to Bet, go to howtobet.com.
See ya.